Listen here, boys, we're in the trenches. Sometimes you gotta stand up for the little minion man. Sometimes you gotta come out fighting. Sometimes you gotta stand up for what's right. And today I think we're gonna do that a little bit because it looks like an infantry marine that is a fellow military creator has been shut down by some of his command over at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And he makes a whole video exposing it and kind of makes us question what is happening to our beloved Marine Corps and specifically our infantry. To give a fair analysis, the Marine Corps and especially infantry is known to be rough, tough. The guys that are there to not be gentle with hands and do paperwork and write people up and start being the kid from recess going around trying to report every infraction that they could ever think of. That is the entire job of PMO on the base. We don't need any more of those guys. The Marine Corps has been known to have this ability to be the last standing level of just what we know the military to be, and this video shows a very different light as to what the Marine Corps may be becoming, and I want to talk about that. But don't take the words from my mouth. This is Trell the Great. He's now gotten out and is now talking about his entire experience unfiltered.
All right, so how did I get NJP, battalion level NJP at that? So I'm gonna run you down. A battalion level NJP, if for someone that like got popped on drugs, got a DUI, I'm talking about some major shit's going on. They're getting battalion level NJP. They're getting their rank taken away, getting put on a restriction, all that. So yes, I got bumped down from a corporal to lance corporal. I got my rank taken away. I got put on 45 days of restriction, which means I have to check in with somebody every 2 hours to get a piece of paper signed.
He's not wrong. Battalion level non-judicial punishment is very severe because there's more implications that you can get when you end up at this level of NJP. Now, there is also company grade NJP, which does have more restrictions, which is handled for more minor infractions. You're probably thinking, what is going on, Trell? You probably are just a troublemaker. You had to have done something very serious, and I'm surprised to say that's not what happened.
This is what it's saying right now. It said, Corporal Cantrell was not clean shaven in multiple videos on and off base. Corporal Cantrell was wearing earrings in multiple videos on and off base. I can't disagree with that. I did do that. I was wrong for that. Corporal Cantrell violated the social media policy by utilizing his stature as a Marine in order to promote his agenda by marketing videos he made to influence not only active duty Marines, but future Marines and providing them with false information. Everything I said in my videos, I said was my own opinion. I was told I don't have a right to an opinion as a Marine, that there is no opinion as a Marine, that it is what it is type thing. And my whole channel is here to help people. I'm not trying to promote myself. Like what?
Just a little interruption here. If you guys can hit that subscribe button, we're almost to 100K. We're currently at almost 95,000. We appreciate it. Like this video. That way it pushes out to other people as well. And we can get to that goal. When you're talking about your opinion, Trell, we have to be transparent. And the fact you wore a uniform in your videos, which essentially means the line is blurred even though you said that. So that is where I had to knock Trell on this, because it's like, that's why I wear civilian clothes, because literally I know that I can differentiate between myself as an individual, put a disclaimer in the description, and make sure I draw a clear line of where that's at. Obviously, you guys know my background story, and the uniform does provide context for people to say, this guy is legitimate. When you're talking about NJP at a battalion level, and you're bringing up earrings and you're bringing up shave, I can only say one thing. Whose time are we wasting with this? Where the Marines are at, if they don't shave, they get what's called an MOR. It's like a demerit slip, whatever. Your command is notified that someone caught you not doing something right. Could be the inappropriate greeting for the day, could be not shaved, could be walking, talking on cell phone. Very minor things that could be fixed right then and there. Obviously, this is his one side of the story. If you know more to this story that maybe he is not telling me or telling the audience, please let us know down in the comments below.
Corporal Cantrell recorded a battalion hike without authorization and posted the video on YouTube. What? Like, without authorization? People take Snapchats during a hike. You're not, what, you going NJP, battalion level NJP, every single person that records something without permission? Like, what? Have you not seen, like, all these meme pages on
listening to this charge of him filming a hike of him over doing some kind of operation, which I'm sure was not OPSEC related from the sounds of it, Terrell here is not incorrect. There are people that are constantly able to film different hikes. There are, so many videos, memes, everything else that come out from hikes that are essentially posted on the internet all the time. Hell, I'll tell you right now that even in some of the hikes we've been at, they've encouraged people to film it. Hey, do you want to film it? Go for it. It is actually a way to raise morale, and people post this stuff on Facebook, Instagram. It's like, look at what we're doing, training, we're doing this, and it's a motivating thing. So I'm kind of puzzled as to, like, are we trying to entirely crush morale in this unit? I don't know. He doesn't mention his specific unit, by the way, in this video.
Corporal Cantrell was seen in video allowing a junior Marine to vape in the barracks room, being complicit in the act. What? It's if they don't think every single Marine almost in that barracks is vaping in there, they're insane. That's just a dumb rule in general. Like, it's an e-cigarette. Like, they're meant to be smoked indoors, but whatever.
So right now, vaping is a major issue in the military in general, wherever you're at. He's not the first person I've heard that's gotten NJP'd for vaping inside. Yes, in the civilian world, it is known that there is availability to smoke inside, and it's probably not going to do much, right? We don't know about secondhand, all that stuff. From my hearsay of experience over at the barracks, this does set off fire alarms, and obviously that does waste resources of fire department having to come to make sure that there's actually not a fire. So I do understand the safety aspect of this. But I will say on the other aspect, like, you can't even have a rice cooker inside of a barracks room. Like, we wonder why a lot of junior people hate being in the military. And I understand that it's like, we all did it back in the day, rough and tough. To enjoy some basic quality of life stuff like having a rice cooker, having different things in your room to cook yourself a meal really increases that quality of life when you don't have to eat at the chow hall every single meal.
Corporal Cantrell made multiple video recordings of a military installation without proper authorization, specifically a video called U.S. Marine Barracks Tour. So I actually looked into this one when I was going through legal and all that. It was my room. They said I'm allowed to take pictures in my room, I'm allowed to record myself in my room. Like, I can do that in my own space. I wasn't showing any kind of classified locations.
Talking about this charge of him filming inside a barracks room, I couldn't believe, because you can go to YouTube right now and look up any barracks tour that's out there. There are so many of them, and it's known that it's not a location you can't film at. And obviously, I have even on my own personal accord on my base here asked where you cannot film, and they're like, if you're in your house you can film. Like, there's no issues with that. And I'm like, that makes total sense. I'm puzzled at this, because I have to say this is almost confirmatory. He had a target on his back. I don't know who Terrell pissed off. I don't know his attitude either, but it looks like he pissed off some people enough to say, we're going to come after you, and it's going to be for every little thing in the book that we could.
In or about December 6, 2019, was cruel towards all these people's names by imposing unauthorized EMI after hours. All right, so I gave some of my new guys homework because they didn't know their knowledge. That's not my fault. Y'all are dumb. All right, so I gave them, homework and all this stuff, and they decided to stay up late and do it instead of doing it like when they had to at a good time, like grown men, managing their time. I'm so sorry that they did not manage their time as grown men.
To be honest, the command for this charge of him giving extra military instruction, they're not wrong. You have to be authorized from higher ranks to give EMIs, what we call it. And essentially, it could be seen as like a form of hazing and things like that. So you have to be careful. So what I would say in the future, if anyone wanted to make sure people knew their job, I would say, but every day you come here, I'm going to ask you about these different things you are supposed to know. Actually, you're just going to want to research it.
Article 134, disloyal statements. Prejudicial to good order and discipline, in that Corporal Cantrell's conduct was of nature to bring discredit upon the armed forces, in that his multiple videos that were communicated to other Viva social media in totality combined a disaffection towards the United States Marine Corps by providing false information to include presenting himself as a spokesperson for the Marine Corps. I'm trying to give people tips so then they can make a better decision coming into the military. So how am I bringing dishonor and discredit to the armed forces? Received notification from Division Sergeant Major that a Marine was identified belonging to online wearing earrings and providing inaccurate advice to the public about rules and regulations of being a Marine. there were numerous violations discovered. And if you go look at my first video, it's literally just talking about the pros and cons of being Marine. I'm not stating any facts. That is literally an opinion-based video. Sure, me wearing earrings and shaving my face, absolutely in the wrong. Yes. Should I deserve some punishment for everything, all these counts that I did? Absolutely. But lose my rank of battalion level NJP for that? It could have been like, hey, Cantrell, you need to stop making videos, or Cantrell, you need to watch what you say on social media. No, there was no warnings. There was no nothing.
And the sad thing about this is now people that watch Trell's video, there will be people out there that will say, I don't want to join that organization. That doesn't make me want to do that. Look at him. Look at Kyle Gott. Look at all these people that have made content while they were active duty that had great intentions, which should have been accounted for. I think intention matters here. Where I get frustrated is if he's giving bad information, help him out. If he shouldn't wear earrings, say, hey, take those out. Take that video down. I'm sure he would have been okay with that. Could this have been handled at a lower level, in my opinion? 100% yes. He did have his heart in the right place. Why don't we try and empower members of our military to do that? There have been several military leaders that say we are all recruiters. We are all advocates for this organization that we're part of. It's also tough because I look at this perspective of we had Nava the Beast, which had an amazing following and influence, which they were like, but he's an admin Marine, so he had no credibility. Now you got Trell the Great out here, which is making videos, and he's an infantry Marine now. And now people are like, awesome, cool. But then the Marine Corps shuts him down, but Nava still got to continue, even though like it's such a weird way to go about it, but it's like every command is different. It is interesting. What do you guys think about this down in the comments below? If you guys do support this channel, we do have a Patreon link down below this video where you can get some special perks and benefits. Also, on top of that, we do have a YouTube membership button below this video, also on the main page as well, where you can become a member over here. If you have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.
Wrinkle the sheets, you slept in my bed. I guess you never meant what you said.